Thank you very much. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, a soldier in a bad mood with a rifle, a bad combination. Some soldiers are waiting at the border, angry, annoyed at being there. "You're an idiot," says John to his partner, Ron. "If you'd done the job like I had told you quicker, we wouldn't be here. 12 hours in this damn place checking the few travelers who want to get out of our country. It's your fault. Why do I always have to work with you? What have I done to deserve someone like you? Such an idiot." Ron was tired of hearing these complaints. John was wrong. It wasn't his fault that the sergeant was in a bad mood that day. It wasn't his fault that they'd been given this dirty, difficult job and have to do it quickly. Two angry soldiers standing guard at the border, high in the mountains, cold, bored, waiting, criticizing each other, bickering. "Enough," said the sergeant. "Here's a car." It was the first car that they had seen in over 8 hours. "I want this car searched top to bottom. Understood?" said the sergeant. The car stopped in front of the checkpoint. "Papers," shouted the sergeant. There were 3 travelers, a man, his wife, and daughter, who were seated in the back. "Out of the car," shouted the sergeant. The man got out very timidly. It was better not to argue with armed soldiers. "Open the car boot," the sergeant shouted again. "John, search it. Search the boot." Meanwhile, Ron began checking inside the car. He glanced at the young girl. She was pretty, slim, about 18. You could see that she was scared. She was staring at the floor. Ron looked at her again, and he didn't like what he saw. To him, she looked haughty, as though she thought she were better than him. He was already annoyed, and this was just too much. "You think you're better than me, don't you? Too beautiful for someone like me. Don't kid yourself." And he slammed the back door in disgust. "Ron, what's wrong with you?" "Did the girl refuse you?" said John. "Maybe if you weren't such an ugly, stupid bully, you might have a chance. But then again, I doubt it." Ron cursed John and spat on the ground. "I'll show you," and in an ugly, threatening tone, pointing at the girl, "and you too." After thoroughly checking the car, the sergeant ordered them to continue. John opened the barrier, the man started the engine, and the car started forward across the barrier. Looking at Ron, John said, "Hey, don't get angry. She was too beautiful for you. Admit it, you're a beast. A beast. That's it. Beauty and the Beast. Oh, that would make a great film. Pity they've already made it. Oh, what a laugh. Oh, and you even forgot to bring her flowers. Never mind." John slapped Ron on the back. "Come on, let's go and have a coffee." "Oh, you can think about her in your dreams tonight." "Oh, this is too much." Ron was getting more and more angry. He picked up his rifle and hoisted it to his shoulder. The car had travelled about 50 or 60 meters. "Well," said John, staring at the receding car, "I'm a so-and-so, a bully, and you think you're better than me, you girl, with that haughty, cold-looking face? You'll see." Ron remembered that this rifle could hit someone at over 100 meters distance. The car was about 70 meters away and accelerating. Muttering to himself, Ron said, "It's said that a human head is mostly made of liquid, and a shot from a gun fired at distance would shatter it like a balloon filled with water, just like those balloons that children buy at the fairground." The car was now over 80 meters away. The soldier stared at the car through the gun sight. 90 meters away. Why did she have to look at me like that with such a cold, hard face? "Hey, Ron, what are you doing?" said John. "What are you doing with that rifle? You've got to be the most useless person with a gun I've ever seen. You couldn't hit anything or anyone, not if your life depended on it. You're a real twit." Ron looked at John and said, "Really? We'll see." He picked up the rifle again and fired. The car came to a stop about 100 meters away. You could hear the screams coming from the parents. There was a big hole in the car rear window, broken glass all over the place. And the young girl? It is said that a human head is mostly made up of liquid, and that a shot from a gun fired at distance would shatter it like a balloon filled with water, like those balloons that children buy at the fun fair. "Ron, what have you done?" John looked at the car, then at Ron, and Ron had a look of total elation. John looked at him with fear and disgust. A soldier in a bad mood with a rifle. A bad combination. Mr. Toastmaster.